They're like, Tanya, you said earlier, iron sharpens iron. I'll go to her and I was like, Nicole. And actually, Nicole, remember I told you my friend that reminded me of my wife? That's Tanya.
Yes.
And Nicole also, and I told you, remind me of my wife? That's Nicole. You know, I was like, that's what Nicole said. That's okay. No matter when I try to back out, I'm grateful for the women God placed in my life. Debbie, Tanya, and all of you really, but the ones I have to really shout out to because they know me. They really know me. Lori, Janita, I know, like she said, I'm there for her, but she's been there for me. Janita is actually the one that pushed me out of my comfort zone last year. Because I tried to get out of it, and she'll give me that look like she's doing right now, like, and what? When you finish, let me know. Because I'm going to come back with the same answer. Do what you called to do. So I don't take that for granted, okay, and I'm grateful. But I was trying to get Nicole time to get ready and get set up. Are you ready, my sister, to bring this message to make our wings go?
I pray I am.
No pressure, no pressure. You ready? All right. But without further ado, here's Nicole.
Well, good afternoon, sister.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Nana, for that beautiful introduction. I am just so excited to be here with you all. The fact that you decided to come out and celebrate for the first time or the second time with us speaks volumes to who you are as a woman and where you are on your journey. I'm also thankful to Netta for just being a wonderful friend to me, CEO and founder of Celebrating You Ministries. She knows so many incredible women, and I'm certain that any of you in this room would have been able to do what I'm doing right now. But I thank God that she chose me to see fit to do it again for a second year, so thank you.
Yeah.
So I won't keep you long, maybe about 15 minutes. And I laughed because last year, Nita asked me, she said, Nicole, I said, how long do you need me to be up here? And she was like, about 15 minutes. And I was like, girl, you gonna get what God gave me. But I'm happy to say that this year, I think I met it. So, like I said, I won't keep you long, but I just want to share with you some things that happened in my life last year. And I pray that this message transcends beyond today, but throughout the year so that it may manifest itself in your life and produce an extreme amount of blessings. So it's clear to me that we all have the capacity to grow and become the best version of ourselves. If we believe in the divine purpose for our life, it's clear that we can have whatever we want if we put our minds to it, we can achieve it. It's also clear to me that the possibilities are endless, and you have a right to everything in this life that awakens your spirit, right?
Yes.
But first we must be able to take in the blessing that has been given to us, take in the lessons that are learned, and take in the experiences in order to gain the wisdom, right? Well, how do we do that with so many distractions? From social media, texting, the television, your boo, and other outside influences that tell us that we do not have to be defined by anyone or anything, only to be inspired by everything. Who has the blueprint that gives specific directions on how to win at the game of life with love, personal relationships, career aspirations, or finances? It's fascinating to me that people can and will change their mind, status, perspective in the blink of an eye based on the mood of the day. It's fascinating to me that a rapper by the name of Kanye West, who's famous for making beats and selling out concerts, has moved into the Christian field and is now having church every Sunday. Do you all know who Kanye West is? Mm-hmm. Okay. Married to the famous Kim Kardashian? Yes. For those of you that did not know, he is now performing church. And when asked to explain what his movement is, he said, it's just music, no preacher, just music with a Christian vibe. Can anybody explain to me what a Christian vibe is? Which means that some people don't even hold on to a religious background long enough to stand by it and to be swayed by whatever is going on for the day. Well, what if I challenged you all, some of you, to do the opposite, to actually just hold on? What if I challenged you to just keep something that's sacred? You know the term, hold on for dear life. Hold on to your dreams. Hold on to hope and never let go. Or as in Bold instructed us to hold on to your love, to hold on. You all know the song, right? Okay, all right. But it may seem a bit insignificant, but there is something significant and power to holding on. It's interesting to me that people are able to quickly discard what they should be depositing. They thrust aside the intuition and signs that directly are pointing them towards their true passion and divine purpose. Which brings me to my message today, inhaling your power. The power to take the blessing in, the power to perceive it, and the power to proclaim victory. You give me just a moment, I'll tell you something about my life, and hopefully you'll allow me to connect the dots. It was July of 2018, and I just got back from a girls' trip. My girlfriends and I, we take this Discover Pure Michigan trip every single year. This year we went to Mackinac Island, and it was an awesome 4 days, spending time catching up to the wee hours in the morning, having great conversations, but I could not wait to get back to my significant other of 4.5 years. As soon as I returned and I got back over, I rushed over to see him. I couldn't wait to be in his arms, and I eagerly began to talk about our trip and talk about all of the wonderful things and the fun that my girlfriends and I shared. Well, my love had something to share with me as well. He looked me in my eyes and he said to me, Nicole, this past 4 days have felt like 4 months, and I know for a fact that I do not want to be without you another day. He stopped me in my tracks and he said, I want us to move our relationship to the next level. I love you. I want to move in. I want to get engaged. And so, you see, he knew that what I wanted, and I'm a woman of God, and he's a man of God, so he knew that shacking up wasn't an option, right? So his lease was up in March, and so we made plans. Can you imagine coming back from a trip and your man being more in love with you than before you left? I was on cloud 9, excited for the future, excited about the possibilities of a life together and as husband and wife, and ecstatic that the 4 years that I had spent with this man did not go in vain. When 2019 rolled in, I remember going to church and my pastor preached about a powerful message called Inscribed Taking the Plunge. And it was so enlightening because it was everything that I had thought about and prayed about in my life. And for those that know me, I've been excited about 2019 since October of 2018. So I was, having this robust conversation with him, and, I was going on and on about all of the things that were coming into fruition for us. And about 2 hours into the conversation, I realized that I was doing all the talking and he was just listening. And at that moment, I looked at him and I asked him, I was like, aren't you excited about all the things that God is doing for both of us? And he said, babe, I've changed my mind. I don't want to get engaged anymore, and I don't think I want to move in either. You can only imagine how hurt, how shocked, and disappointed I was, and also angry. I asked him if it was another woman, or did he just fall out of love with me? I wanted answers. How could he do me this way? I have been nothing but good to him, kind to him, a best friend to him, a confidant through financial woes. We have been through death and sicknesses in our family. I let him into my sacred place, which was my church. And we were the couple to watch for. And after I said all of that and asked all those questions, he simply said to me, you have too many goals, you're 5 steps ahead of me, and I just don't think I'm ready to match that. After leaving his house that night and debating about what he said, I thought to myself, what did I do to deserve this? 20 days later, I questioned my worthiness. 40 days later, I asked God why. Why wasn't I good enough? What did I do that was so intimidating that a man that proclaimed to love me would leave me after almost 5 years? But I heard a voice say to me, you have something great, something beautiful, wonderful, resounding on the inside of you. You're a gem, you're a goddess, a creature of creativity, a soul-seeking purpose, a heart after the right kind of love, a queen, a writer, a motivational speaker, a daughter who was on fire for God, and the instructions he has for your life. Hold on to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
Hold on to that, Nicole. Hold on to that in the moments of darkness and take in the power to move forward. And more importantly, never apologize for being dope. You see, my sisters, I had to take all that in which was given to me. So when those dark nights came on, it was a guard to help me and a guard to protect me to walk through my journey of a devastating heartbreak. But I want to ask you a question. How many times have you heard the same voice but did not obey and hear to it? Mm-hmm. How many times have you been inspired by a word and knew that that message was for you, but as soon as you heard it, it left just as quickly? Mm-hmm. How many times have you felt that you were put on this earth to do more than what you're doing right now? How many times have you heard someone compliment you about the same talents another person complimented you about before? Mm-hmm. You have a gift, Nita. And then you denied yourself. How many times have you heard someone say you got what it takes? And you denied yourself a moment to just say, which would have birthed into a maybe, which could have turned into a possibility. How many times have you done yourself a disservice by betraying yourself and not inhaling your power? How many times have you allowed your blessings to slip away from you? You see, inhaling your power is going to require some perspective and perception. It means that when it is given, you get it. It means that when you get it, you receive it, and then you build out on it. It means that you have some work to do, right? You have to push yourself to actually instinctively believe and utilize what God is telling you about your life. That's your perspective. Did you know that if we have faith of a mustard seed, we can do anything that we achieve that God has called us to do? Yes. It's a matter of visualizing where you are right now and where you envision yourself to be. Perception is our reality, and that means it's not what we think, but it's what we know. So let's talk about what we know. We know we are the head and not the tail. Right. We know that we have been created in His image. We know that we may have been broken, but only to be blessed. We know that we have granted access, promised, and not pushed off, and can find favor in what some people may deem as unfavorable. So, girl, you better stop it and view yourself as the powerful woman that you are. Perception is power, and it's about inhaling it. So why am I telling you this? Why am I sharing my story with you? And I always say this whenever someone asks me, because transparency saves lives. It's encouragement for the soul. It breathes life and hope into the hopelessness. It provides peace and revelation for someone that is aspiring to be like us. People need to see that. People need to see our frailty so they can stop the bleeding in their lives. No one has it all together. Not me, not Nita, heck, not even our role models. But if we tell our story, it will lift up a bowed head. If we tell our story, it will inspire someone to do better. If we tell our story, we can navigate through the pressures and the lies that society tells us each and every single day. We need honesty from each other, and the only way we're going to do that and succeed and be a force for each other. And finally, inhaling our power will require us to make peace with our past and embrace the victory of our future. Did you hear what I said? There is power in claiming victory for our future. Yeah. See, I don't know what your future looks like. I don't have all the details. But to claim victory over our future means that we're going to inhale peace, power, freedom, purpose, poise, love, joy, accomplishments, challenges, elevations, alliances, financial gain, progression, and this moment. This moment you're in right now is a victorious one, a powerful one, a sacred one, a vibrant one, and one that you should not take for granted. Inhale this day. This day is a divine blessing. There is nothing random about it. Proclaiming victory for our future doesn't mean we have all the details for what lies ahead. But what it is it's proof that we don't need confirmation from a man, from a boss, from a friend, from a clique, from society, because God got you. Everything you need is already inside of you. It's already inside of us. And what's so beautiful about the journey less traveled is that we haven't put our Christian Louboutins, our Jessica Simpsons, our Nine West, or our Nike's imprint on it. We have some running, some walking, some learning, some laughing, some crying, some dispersing, and some winning to do. And that's why we have to inhale our power and hold on to it and know that victory is inscribed in our DNA.
All right.
We all have something powerful and unique to offer this universe if we allow what the Creator has given us to just sink in for a minute. Imagine if we allow the gift of today to actually sink into our minds, sink into our souls, sink into our hearts, sink into our spirit, and forever be transformed by how we perceive fear, change, or indifference for our lives. What if we actually allow what was given to us to be heard by us? I want to take a minute for you to think about that. What if we actually allow what was given to us to be heard by us? That means that when my mother told me when I was 13 years old and I was so bad and I was getting kicked out of school, but I wrote in my journal every day, and she thought my journal was so vibrant that she read it and she said, Nicole, I know I'm reading your journal, but you should be a writer one day. You describe being bad and being kicked out better than anybody I know. Which turned into inspirational writings, which is why I'm here right now.
Come on now.
We have to inhale our talents and know that the blessing is manifesting. We have to gain perspective in order to see where we are headed and proclaim victory over the possibilities of our future. We are much of what has come before us, like our ancestors, and so much more of what God has in front of us, if we give ourselves the freedom and the autonomy to breathe in. My name is Nicole Thomas again, and I thank you for your time.